I'd like to welcome everybody to the 6th installment of Cougars Football Weekly. I'm your host, Jeremy Salou. This week, we'll be visited by a member of the Cougars coaching staff, but first, we're going to talk to senior wide receiver and team captain Eric Johnson. Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined now by senior wide receiver and captain of the Cougars, Eric Johnson. Eric, thanks for joining us. Real quick, what's the transition been like from last year you were the quarterback of this team to this year you're the wide receiver?
It's a real difficult transition in two ways. One way is just totally being away from the ball instead of touching the ball every play. I mean, it's kind of different because I still have control of the team, but not like the way I had it last year in controlling my receivers, my linemen, and my backs. So it's kind of tough. It's hard.
Now, Eric, you talked about your control as a quarterback. This year you were elected a team captain. How important is that role to you, and what are some of the things you do as a captain to keep this team focused?
As a captain, I take my role very seriously for many ways. One of them is because most of the younger guys are looking up to me and how I play and how I act on the field towards the refs, towards fans, towards coaches. Them looking up to me it just makes me feel a good player and a good person.
A lot of times a football team is referred to as a band of brothers, like a big family. You guys have played some stiff competition, kind of struggling this year. What are some of the things you guys as a group do to kind of keep the mood light in the locker room and on the field?
In terms of keeping it light in the locker room, we look at Coach in many ways because he's very serious as a coach, but when we watch films and look over what we did wrong, he also lets us know that we did wrong, but he jokes around too to keep it light in the locker room.
Going back to my last question about keeping the mood light, Deer Lakes was a pretty big road trip for you guys. What was that trip like, and how did the team respond to actually traveling so far away?
The road trip to Deer Lakes was obviously a long trip, but most of the guys had their earphones in. Some of the upperclassmen were talking about how they were going to handle things in the game. Some strategies, defense and offensive wise. Other than that, it was a very calm trip, but it was also long too. So.
And finally, Eric, I'm going to ask you this question since you're one of the leaders on the team, but what would getting one win this season do for the confidence and for this team going forward?
Picking up this first win, struggling this year, will be important to me and also the players, but number one will be Coach Jenkins for picking up his first win as a Cougar.
All right, Eric, thanks for joining us, and go get that win on Friday.
Quick evaluation of the game with Deer Lakes. We gave away a football game, didn't play very well in critical times in the game. Had some opportunities and didn't make plays. And so that's something we continue to struggle with. And until we continue to make plays at critical times in games, it's going to look like that.
Real quick preview of what you're going to see at Waynesburg this week.
Very similar to what we've seen in the past few weeks. Wing T football team. They like to run tight formations. Hand the ball off inside, run off tackle. We've got to do a better job of tackling. We've done a good job of coming off the ball lately and getting guys making first contact behind the line of scrimmage, but we're not finishing tackles. And so we've got to tackle, and then on the flip side of the ball, we've got to finish plays. There's going to be plays there to be made. There's going to be opportunity. We feel like we can stretch the field a little bit with Eric and Jimmy, and so we just have to, execute.
All right. Thanks, Coach. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this week, and good luck to the Cougars as they travel to Waynesburg Friday.